Hello students. Now we have to know about the course of 1857 revolt in the lesson number 6, first war of Indian independence. Course in the sense how it is spread, okay? How it is spread throughout the India, that is called as the course of ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತು ಯುದ್ಧ ಅನ್ನೋದು, that is. So yes, till to yesterday we know about that what are the immediate causes in the sense British. I told you already, British hanged the Mangal Pandey because Mangal Pandey killed the British officer. So for that sake, British hanged the Mangal Pandey. When the Mangal Pandey was hanged, the other soldiers, what they are enragged and entered to the Red Fort. The other soldiers, what are there in Indian army, they are enragged and entered to the Red Fort to forcefully. Red Fort, where it is Red Fort, you know about that. That is in Delhi, okay? So, and by that time Delhi was ruled by the British because they has defeated the Mughals and occupied the Delhi also. So by that time they has enragged soldiers forcefully entered to the Red Fort and declared that the Bahadur Shah II as a Mughal emperor. Okay, Bahadur Shah II as a Mughal emperor. Okay. So forcefully they have declared that. So and they has hesitated or rejected the ruling of British. So that's why they has declared the Bahadur Shah II as a Mughal emperor. Okay, and this enraged more provoked more for the British. Next, this 1857 revolt is spread like a wildfire in the sense ಕಾಡ್ಗಿಚ್ಚು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಬಿದ್ದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ, in the same way it spread like a wildfire to mainly it is more more took place at Delhi, then Khanapur particularly, and Jhansi. So against what? Khanapur and Jhansi, against the doctrine of lapse. I think you know about that. Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai. In Khanapur, who are the kings? They are revolt against the British, that is Nana Sahib. Nana Sahib was the king of Khanapur, and his assistant is also there, very brave assistant, that is nothing but Tatya Topi. I think you heard about the Tatya Topi. Tatya Topi was the assistant of Nana Sahib, and also the Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai. They are revolted against the British for the implementation of doctrine of lapse. Okay, they are struggled a lot in North India for the 1857 revolt. So this is about the course of 1857 revolt. Like that, it has spread to the South India also. Then who are all the rulers, particularly they are suffered from the doctrine of lapse, like what I told you know already, Sambhalpur, Jhansi, Udaipur, okay. So those are all the rulers started to revolt against the British. The course of 1857 revolt took place. Main thing is when the British hanged the Mangal Pandey. By that time the other soldiers forcefully entered to the Red Fort and declared that Bahadur Shah II as their Mughal emperor, not the British. We are not underwent for the British ruling, like that they has declared. And this 1857 revolt spread like India, throughout the India, like a wildfire, and it is also mainly it is enraged the Delhi, Khanapur and Jhansi. Khanapur king Nana Sahib and his assistant Tatya Topi revolt more against the British, and also the Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai revolt more against the British for the implementation of doctrine of lapse. Next, we have to know about, yes, finally, like this war what has took place. Even previously only I told, if this war is effectively continued like that only, so we got the independence at the time of 1857 only, not necessary to wait for the 1947, but unfortunately it was failure. Let us know what are the reasons for the failure of 1857 revolt. Okay, so what are the reasons for the failure, why it is failure, the reasons for the failure of 1857 revolt. So the first reason is it did not spread to the whole part of India. I mean every part of India it's not spread. Every part of India it's not spread. And there is a lot of disunity. This is very important. There is no unity among the Indian soldiers. There is a lot of disunity among the Indian soldier. And there is no proper leader, okay, to lead this 1857 revolt. So like Gandhi ji or Nehru, like that, there is no proper leader. Themselves the kings, they have enraged, and they have started to revolt against the British. Themselves the common peoples enraged and started revolt against the British. Themselves the military, I mean soldiers, enraged and started to revolt against the British. There is no proper leader and even a proper direction and the guidance not there to guide for the people to move in the way of struggle. There is no proper guidance and the direction. Then lack of expert soldiers not there. Lack of expert soldiers, this is also one of the reason. And many of the soldiers, there is no unity, nothing at all. Many of the soldiers are involved in plundering and other crimes. Plundering in the sense ಎಷ್ಟು ಯಾವ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ದೋಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, plundering and other crimes. Okay, they has involved in the other crimes, and it is not a planned mutiny. Okay, if it is a planned mutiny itself, immediately it was started when Mangala Pandey killed the British officer itself. It is started. It's not a planned mutiny. And lack of expert soldiers also not there, and lack of military strategy. There is no firm military for us. That is the lack of military strategy. So these are the reasons for the failure of 1857 revolt. Once again I'll repeat you what are the reasons for the failure of 1857 revolt. So it is not spread to whole India, I mean every part of the India. There is a lot of disunity among the revoltees or among the strugglers, and there is no proper leader to lead the revolt, and there is no proper guidance and the direction. Then the lack of expert soldiers, then the lack of military strategy, and it is not a planned mutiny. Then also we can see that disunity not only among the soldiers, among the leaders also, and many of the soldiers are unethically involved in the plundering and the crimes. So these are all the reasons for the failure of 1857 revolt. So finally the 1857 revolt was failure. Okay. Next, after 1857 revolt, what were the effects of 1857 revolt? After what happened? What are all the changes takes place in the administration? So that is called as effect. Parinamagal enayitu. So let us know about that. What are the effects of 1857 revolt? Okay. The main after the 1857 revolt, what is there? East India Company ruling that has ended. East India Company ruling was ended. Okay, so because English ruled the India under the name of the company, that is the East India Company. So this East India Company rule was ended, and who took the administration of India? The whole Indian administration handed over to the British Parliament, I mean Secretary of Indian Affairs. Okay, so this secretary was in British Parliament. So British Parliament looked after the whole Indian administration. And also in 1857 the revolt took place, and in 1858 the Queen of England passed one declaration that is called as Magna Carta. It is very important. So Queen of England passed the declaration. One declaration is called as Magna Carta. So what is mean by Magna Carta? If you are getting confusion, the declaration passed by the Queen of England, I mean Queen Elizabeth. Okay, So that is called as a Magna Carta. Okay, under this the Indians what that Magna Carta has tells us about that is the it's provide the stable government for the Indus. That is the main declaration. It include stable, so I mean it has giving a promise that Queen Elizabeth to provide the stable government of the for the Hindus. Okay, we will not rule. Okay, they has promising we will not rule, but instead of that we will provide the stable government. And also this Magna Carta has included the expansion plans, what the British expanded their emperor and everything, so that plans will be given up. Okay, they were given up. Okay, and also the agreements made by the company with the local kings were accepted. So if any agreement as made by the king and the company, East India Company, that was accepted. So these are the main three rules include under the declaration what Queen Elizabeth made in that declaration is there, that is called as the Magna Carta. So what that Magna Carta includes, that is the promise to provide the stable government for the India, and also the expansion plans were given up, and agreements made between the company and the kings were accepted. Okay, so that is in 1858 England posed the Queen Elizabeth posed the declaration. Then along with that the policy of assertion was implemented. Okay, so what policy of assertion state that this is also very important. Magna Carta along with that the policy of assertion was implemented. So what is this policy of assertion states that policy of assertion declared that to involve the Indians in the legislation. I mean they also can able to involve in a election. Okay, who Indians still not, it is only reserved for the English. Okay, but through the policy of assertion Indian also can able to involve in the legislation. That is called as the what policy of assertion. And this 1857 revolt became the what guide for the future struggle. Okay, guide post, it became the guide post, I mean margadarshaka aitu. Okay, which is 1857 became the guide post for the future struggle. Okay, so this thing, and also the equality has given before a law, all are equal, there is no difference between the English and the Indians. Equality before the law, and non-interference of the government in the religious issues. English has promised we are not interference in the religious issues. Okay, because the religious issue, for the religious issues only it took place. I think you know about that, how it is, because British has provided the what to use the bullets smeared with the pig fat and the cow fat. There the religious was takes place, and also the English soldiers or Indian soldiers forced to serve on the foreign land. That is also a question of religious issue. So that's why English by the after 1857 revolt, English promised non-interference of the government in the religious issues. We are not interfering in any of the religious issues. There is their issues, we didn't want to force for anyone against the religion. ಸೊ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯನ್ಗೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಯಾರನ್ನು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 1857 ರಿವೋಲ್ಟ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ one basic actually, and many of the leaders can come to the one opinion. We can also in further struggle we can able to get the freedom. So that's why the further struggles what are all took place for this, the 1857 revolt as described as a basement for the freedom struggle. Okay, basement talapaya adipaya agittu. Okay, let us know about the next one more time the effects of 1857 revolt. The East India Company rule was ended. The whole Indian administration goes to the control of Secretary of the British Parliament. Then in 1858 the Queen Elizabeth passed the Magna Carta. This is what is Magna Carta. Magna Carta is a declaration posed by the Queen Elizabeth. In that it has included that promise to form the stable government, and also the expansion plans were given up. Then we can made the agreement between the local kings and the company. That thing is accepted. Next effect is policy of assertion also implemented. So according to that policy of assertion, Indians are allowed to participate in the legislation election, and this 1857 revolt became the guidepost for the other future struggle and equality. So it also told the equality, we will maintain equality before the law. I mean, all are equal. There is no superior as English, and there is no inferior as Hindus. Like, okay, the next thing is, and the last thing, they has promised we are not interference with any religious issues. So these were the effects of 1857 revolt. So the lesson was completed. Hope you will understand this. Thank you all.